So in the beginning of the movie, we see Dr. Hatter sitting in his car and looking at a picture. In that picture, 3 dogs are standing behind one another, and then a truck stops there. The driver of the truck goes towards the bushes on the side of the road and starts peeing. After this, Dr. Hatter takes out a rifle from his car and shoots him unconscious. Then we see 2 girls, one of whom was named Jenny and the other was named Lindy. These young women from New York traveled to Germany for a tour. They had to attend a club party. Though they traveled often, they didn't know Germany well. They brought a credit card and rented a car, but got lost in the forest. Only when they tried a U-turn did they realize how lost they were. So the tire of their car gets punctured, due to which both of them get very scared. Now both of them did not know how to change the tire of the car, so they try to call the mechanic, but there is no network signal in this jungle. Now they do not see anyone far and wide in the jungle, due to which they decide that they should stay inside the car. Then a car passes by on that road, seeing which both of them try to take help from him. There is an old man sitting in that car who behaves very strangely after seeing both of them alone in the car, due to which both of them get scared and lock the car from inside. Then the old man takes his car and leaves from there. After this, both of them start searching for a house nearby so that they can go there and get help. Both of them go towards the forest to get help. Now, after going a little further, they see light coming from a house, so both of them start going towards the house. But then it starts raining heavily, due to which both of them get very wet even before reaching that house. Then when they knock on the door of that house, Dr. Hatter comes out of that house. Both of them tell Dr. Hatter about their problem and say that we have to call a car mechanic. Upon hearing this, Dr. Hatter first gives them a strange look. He then calls them inside and asks if they are tourists. They respond by saying they are residents of New York City who are here on a tour. After this, both of them request Hatter to call a mechanic. However, he disregards their request and instead asks them if they are relatives. She tells him no, we're actually both good friends. Then when Hatter asks for a drink, instead she asks him for normal water, due to which he goes to the kitchen to get water. Then he pretends to call someone, hearing which they think that he is calling a mechanic. Then Hatter mixes drugs in the water and gives it to both of them to drink. Then they drink it, but the glass of water falls down from one of the girls onto the floor, seeing which Hatter gets very angry at her and starts going to the basement to get a towel to clean the water, and Hatter fills an injection. On the other hand, Lindy tells Jenny that she is feeling strangely tired. This shows us that Lindy is being affected by the drugs. Now Jenny gets very scared seeing Lindy's condition and asks Hatter to call the mechanic again, but Hatter ignores her this time too. Then the doc injects Jenny in the neck, due to which she faints on the spot. Now Jenny and Lindy are confronted by the doctor, who himself is unconscious. She finds him in Hatter's lab, where Hatter has tied his hands and legs to the bed. Then she sees another man there, who is the same truck driver whom Hatter had shot with a gun and made unconscious. Now the doctor comes there and tells the truck driver that now the time has come for you to die. Saying this, the doctor injects an injection filled with poison in his body, due to which the truck driver dies in a minute. Then Hatter takes the dead body of the driver to his garden and buries it. After this, we see that Hatter makes a Japanese man unconscious with his anesthesia injection and brings him to his house. Then he takes him to his lab and gives his introduction to all of them that he is a retired surgeon, and also tells them how he is going to connect these 3 together, in which first of all he will break the ligaments of their knees so that these people will not be able to stand on their feet. After this, he will put the backside of the first person to the second person. He will join the mouth of the first person with the backside of the second person, and the backside of the second person with the third person, and join them together, so that when the first person eats food, his waste material goes into the mouth of the third person through the body of the second person, as explained to us in the diagram. Now all 3 are very surprised to hear this, because that doctor is going to do a very dirty experiment with them. Well, first of all, the Hatter selects that Japanese man, whom he gives an injection to make him unconscious. Seeing this, Jenny starts screaming loudly, but there was no one to help her. Now Hatter tries to inject Jenny with anesthesia to make her unconscious. Then Jenny opens the ropes with the help of her teeth and starts running away from there. But there was a needle in her hand. due to which the skin of her arm gets cut and she starts bleeding a lot, but she somehow goes into a room and locks its door. As Lindy starts running away from there, then she jumps into a swimming pool. The doctor also comes there searching for her and holds Lindy at gunpoint, but she starts going under the pool. Meanwhile, all the lights go off and Lindy takes advantage of this and starts running away from there. She runs and reaches Jenny, but Jenny was in an unconscious state, so she starts dragging her out. Then the doctor attacks Jenny from behind and knocks her unconscious. After this, he again takes both of them to their lab and start their operation. First of all, he removes their ligaments, and then he takes out the Lindy and Jenny's jaw. After this, he points their hips with a marker. And after a very long surgery, he joins them together. Then Hader gets the broken mirror of his house fixed. Now we see that the human centipede created by the Hader has finally been completed. The wounds of those three are still not healed properly, but Hader tries to force them to stand. In the front is the Japanese man, and behind him is Lindy, and at the last is Jenny. But Hader forcefully makes them stand and starts taking their photos. Then he shows these three a mirror, seeing which they start crying after seeing their condition. Then Hader locks them in a cage. He treats them like animals. Now this goes on for many days, where Hader feeds the Japanese man like a dog. Then the Japanese man gets a chance and bites Hader's leg, due to which he beats him a lot in anger, and says that if you ever try to do this again, then I will kill you brutally. After this, Hader takes him to the ground and treats him badly. Then the Japanese man starts releasing his waste. Lindy feels very disgusted when the waste goes into her mouth, but she has no other option, and she has to engulf it. Lindy somehow swallows the water, and this is the most disgusting scene of this movie. Now one day, Hader checks the centipede, which he finds out that the Japanese man is fine, but Lindy has constipation, because she was not able to digest the waste material of that man, while Jenny has become very weak. That is why Hader makes a plan to set up another man in place of Jenny. Then someone knocks on Hader's door. When Hader opens the door, he sees two police officers who are searching for Jenny and Lindy. They had come here because Jenny and Lindy's car was at a short distance from Hader's house. Now Hader tells that he is a doctor who is very busy in his work, due to which he does not get time to go out, and he does not know about anyone. That is when he asks the officer for water, but the officer expects coffee from him. But Hader tells him that I only have water, so you should drink water before leaving. Saying this, he goes to the kitchen to get water and brings it to them after mixing some drugs in the water. Now one of the officers drinks the water, but the other officer doesn't. Hader forcibly gives him water, due to which the glass of water falls down, and then he goes inside on the pretext of bringing a towel, where he comes back with the injection for his unconsciousness. But then the officer sees his injections, to which the Hader gives his explanation, saying that he injects himself because he has diabetes. Hearing this, both the officers leave from there. Now the Hader goes to his lab, where he doesn't see any human centipede. Then that Japanese man puts a knife in Hader's leg, due to which Hader falls down. Then he cuts Hader's throat and starts leaving from there. After this, all three try to go upstairs. Now due to severe wounds, all three could not go up, but they somehow try to go up, due to which bleeding starts from their surgery part. The doctor also gets up and starts following them. Here the Japanese man reaches that room in which the mirror is broken. The Japanese man didn't know Hader had replaced the broken glass. He then tries to break the glass, but then Hader appears in front of them. Seeing him, the Japanese man cuts his throat, which kills him on the spot. Then both the police officers also arrive there, but they don't see anyone there. So both of them go to Hader's lab, but no one was present there either. Then one of the police officers starts getting intoxicated by the drugs, while the other officer goes to another room searching for Hader, where he finds all three of them. Seeing this, the officer panics and searches frantically for his partner. He decides to check the swimming pool, hoping to find him. That is when he finds that his partner has been killed by Hader. Then Hader shoots him too, but before dying, the officer shoots Hader too and kills him. Here Jenny also dies while Lindy is still alive, and with this horrific ending, the first part of this movie ends here.